orange moon. I'm brighter than before, brighter than ever before. I'm an orange moon, and I shine so bright, 'cause I reflect the light of my sun. I praise the day he turned my way and smiled at me. He gets to smile and I get to be rich. Doom da da, doom dee. How goes it, y'all? Welcome back to Consciously Unconscious Me, my Hugh here. Okay, I'm back now to do a Scorpio full moon energy reading, and yeah, I have a few disclosures, maybe one long disclosure. Okay, I do not do my readings how any other reader does their readings. Um, and I think that's across the board for any reader. You can't expect for everybody to do things the same way. Um, for me, I do not do past, present, and future spreads. I do just present energies because I don't feel like I can tell you that energy is fluid, and that, with energy being fluid, you have the free will to change whatever you see show up in the cards. You could heal some past issue with yourself, and then you jump um, a few timelines ahead of what it might have taken you because you healed something. So you are no longer in the current energy, to where how one thing would have played out had you not healed it. It would have played out that way. But because you healed it, you moved ahead 10 steps quicker than what might have showed up in the card. So this is why I don't do, future reads, because you have like I said, energy is fluid and you have the ability to change anything with you. I don't do past because I don't believe that time is linear. Time is not linear. Um, Time is like, the whole clock thing is a man-made construct. There used to be a time where, we didn't have a watch or a clock on the wall to look at and be like, oh, it's this time. People used to go to the stars, the moon, the sun, and that's how they would dictate where they were in a space and place. Okay, so I don't really do past. I do right here, right now, because really that's all that matters is what's right here and right now. So that's that disclaimer. I do a 9-card spread, but I do a 9-card spread based on your soul compass in numerology. So when I spread out my cards, I am looking at them at, like, the soul compass thing. So you have your physical plane or your basic self, which is that bottom row. Then you have your soul plane or your higher self plane, which is the middle row. And then you have your mind plane or your conscious self, which is your top row. And those fall with numbers. So you have 147 at the bottom, 258 in the middle, and 369 across the top. And when I'm reading the cards, I'm looking at where they fall in your numerological whatever, where they fall in that spread. Okay, and what numerical aspect might be affecting that card as well. So I'm doing numerology as well as a little tarot mixed in together. So that's how I read, and I shuffle my cards, or shuffle through my cards 3 times. Whatever comes out, comes out. If something don't come out to fill all 9 slots, then I look at that as that's something that we might need to work on as a collective. We might be missing, because this is a collective read, It will not resonate with everybody. If it resonates with you, awesome, wonderful. Hope you get some insights out of it. If it does not, then, just keep it moving. The message wasn't for you. Might not be for you right now in this space and place and time, but that don't mean that it might not be for you for another time. So just because I'm doing this right now based off of the full moon energies that is in Scorpio, it doesn't mean that it might not be relevant for you or somebody else at another time. Okay. So 5 minutes in, that's pretty much it. That's my little disclaimer. I'm going to shuffle out the cards. It's getting kind of dark, so I don't really think that you can see the table all too well. But I'm going to, like I said, shuffle out the cards, and then I'll get them to turn the lights on. Also, another little disclaimer that I'm going to give out is that when I lay out these cards, if you are a highly intuitive person, you might get a totally different message from the cards than what I am speaking on. I know that I have done that with certain readers when I'm able to actually see their cards. I don't always get the same message that they are getting when they are reading their cards. And that's fine. That's great, because that might be what your ancestors, divine way showers, guides, and the divine spirit of life is trying to convey to you through those cards. Okay, so take whatever message resonates for you. You might be, like I said, getting something different than what I'm saying. It don't make me right and it don't make me wrong. It just means we are being guided in different ways. So your message might be specifically for you, and the message that I'm giving is specifically for some other people. Okay, nobody gets the exact same messages from these cards. Okay, for real. That's the end of my disclaimer. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I'm gonna leave those two right there. Those are kind of like my little, it's my protection crystals. They all protection, but some of them do different. Oh no, two different things. All right, expect shenanigans. It happens. Okay, this happens. I actually should have left that on there, but I don't really want to go through this whole, little. Damn it. All right, whatever. Okay, so first off, I am going to get some cards from this my astrology deck, because I do want to see what is actually going on in the planetary shifts alignments that might be directly affecting the energy in these right now moments too. I made a video about retrogrades and all of that stuff, but I just want to see what might be really super influencing the energies right now. What in the astrological realm is influencing what's going on with us. So I'm going to shuffle these. Hopefully this video won't be too long. It might be a little bit because I didn't pre-shuffle anything. And yeah, such is life. Just go with me. My music don't want to act right now. Trying to get my little old school vibe going, because that's just where I am. I really have not been with it, y'all. I almost didn't get out of bed this morning. So I woke up real heavy. But I was determined to push through, and my lovely sister Frankie called me and prayed with me and helped me get out of whatever that mood was that was trying to take over me. So love you, sis. Thank you so very much. All right. So y'all know what I didn't do? It's all right. My our divine ancestors or divine way showers and guys know that I'm inviting them in. They know that I want them here to give me accuracy and clarity and give you all understanding on what it is that you need to know right now. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. My niece came in looking for some airheads. Okay. And I also had her turn on the light for me. Okay. Oh yay, now the music wanna play. That was one shuffle. I really didn't want this many cards, but like I said, I go through it 3 times. Ooh. Okay. So a lot of house energy. Again, I really didn't want this many cards, but I'm gonna just go with it because this is what is affecting us as far as the cosmos go. And I'm gonna sit these off to the side because I just am. And no, well, I don't want to say in no specific order because I definitely want to look at them how they came out. So let's just look at these. Don't go, stay, stay, forever mine. Oh, of a kind. I'll do what you need. You need what I need. Okay. So we got Jupiter, 6th house, Pluto, 2nd house, 12th house, solar eclipse, moon energy, obviously, the earth element, the grand trine, which is in astrology, you have aspects, certain aspects, and a trine is, let's just say it's good. Okay, a trine is when 4 signs or planets or 120 degrees apart, which forms a positive and favorable influence. Okay, that's one of the aspects. So we have a grand trine, which is a blessing. Here, that's this card. If you didn't see it, then we have Leo, which is your will, and then Mars, which is force. And I think I talked about Mars being in effect in the moon energy or video I did yesterday. Okay, so Jupiter I talked about was abundance, expansion, religion, your happiness, teaching, learning. It's like a guru planet, and with it being a guru planet, it is going to give you some lessons. Might be some hard lessons, might be some easy lessons, but before you can reach full abundance, you need to learn a few things. Before you can become a teacher, you must be a student first. So before you can expand, you need to learn some things and all of that stuff like that. Okay, so your 2nd house is about money, your possessions, and what tools that you have, the things that you own. So that is being affected with this moon energy. The moon obviously is, your emotions, your intuitions, your intuition, emotion, and how you feel. Okay. And then um, Leo energy it can be dramatic, a little flamboyant, but it's warm. So like that's your sun energy. So you essentially have the moon and the sun here, but it's being affected with the Leo aspect. And when I say dramatic, I mean like Leos, they like attention. So they tend to act things out. So drama or dramatic in that sense because they are. I'm sorry, I'm bumping the camera. So dramatic in that sense. The sixth house is your daily routine, your services, and health. It kind of speaks to your job and what you do on a day-to-day basis. So that is being affected. And then you have the 12th house here. And the 6th and the 12th house are opposite each other. And they are actually like your north and south nodes, which is your, let me make sure. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry, I should just tell people I'm making a video. And it's gonna ring because my phone is on through the speakers with my music playing. So sorry. What was I saying? So your south node is your let's just say your negative karma. That karma where lessons that you need to learn, things that you need to work through, work out. Incoming call. And hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Sorry again, y'all. Okay, I was talking about the south node, which is your 12th house. That they kind of line up. And the 12th house is sacrifice, solitude. It's known as the house of self undoing, and as the card says, like escape. And it's like the house of, it's also like the house of mystics, spirituality, religion, highly intuitive people, and because it's the house of Pisces. Okay. Pisces. Yeah. The house of Pisces. Okay. So that's with some of the escape, and you can even find like, I think it's like addictions and stuff like that is ruled by the 12th house and also your south node. And that's the karma that you need to work through those lessons. Then your 6th house is your north node. And your north node is like, let's just say your good karma. It's the blessings and things that are going to come to you, things that you might have worked through. And now you will reap the rewards of that karma. So there's that. If I didn't talk about Pluto is rebirth, renewal, and your resources. And then with the solar eclipse, this says to me that we are feeling that eclipse energy coming in right now, because with eclipses, a solar eclipse is to take things away. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse is to shine light on certain areas in your life that may or may not need work, but to kind of help you manifest some things, right? And so I believe we are supposed to experience a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse in July. And in the previous video about the one I made about global war, I said that you can start to feel some of the effects of a solar or the eclipses period months before they happen, a little while before they happen. So that energy is influencing us. The earth element, which is stability, is also here influencing us today because we need to get stable. That is some other stuff that I talked about in the global war video, where we are needing to focus on what it is that is good for us, what's for our highest good, what's not for our highest good, and get real about what it is that we want in life and what we don't want in our life. I talked about Leo, and then you have Mars, which says is force, but Mars is also the house of Aries, and it's that your willpower, your energy, challenges that you might face. It's competition, and yeah, like certain battles and stuff that you might face, because Mars is like the god of war. Okay, so things that you are facing. So this is what is going on in the cosmos that is affecting us right now, as well as this Scorpio full moon energy. And if I'm not mistaken, Pluto, does Pluto rule Scorpio? I want to say it does. I might be wrong though. I'm pretty sure Pluto is Scorpio. So, you have that Scorpio energy right here, definitely affecting all of this. Okay. So the only zodiac sign that we had right now, and it's funny, I just paid attention to the fact that Leo, the Leo card was here. That's the only zodiac sign that actually came out, and it says I will. And then you have Mars, which is like your will. That's that sun power, sun energy with, your will. Okay. All right. So all of that fell out. I'm going to sit this off to the side. And now I am going to, I don't really have a whole lot of room on my table, y'all. My bad, cuz just kind of is what it is. All right. So this is like a spiritual message that I want to pull out. Like, what are we going through on a soul level? So because I want to know what we are going through on a soul level, I am using my Zen tarot cards, because they give you a little bit more spiritually of what you are dealing with versus like your traditional tarot. It's not, the cards are kind of, if you know traditional tarot, you can base this off of that, but I just like to read the cards for what they are and what messages I feel like I'm getting from spirit. Okay. Just hold you, baby. Never leave, 'cause I believe in you. Okay. I feel no shame, I'm in love. I should have showed you all at the bottom of the deck. We had the fire element, so your desires. That's all playing into this energy of what it is we do and don't want with life. I'm gonna try and move up to the table a little bit more. Just trust. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe on you. Okay. That transformation card, funny. Transformation. Just keeps popping up. We are being transformed. That's Scorpio moon energy, right? There's no stronger in this world. Oh, baby, you're my man, I'm your girl. you know this is love. Never fear I will be all that you. All right. It's a lot coming out. Look at that. And if some extra cards come out, I just take that as, outside influences that we may or may not be aware of on a soul level. That okay, them don't count. I just kind of let them fall. Last and final shuffle. Sweet your love, oh, sweet your love. They gonna give us a gazillion cards. It's a lot happening, y'all. I don't know. I might not take all these. I'll be here for 70 minutes trying to give y'all a read and a message. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. Okay. You got a lot to tell us, Spirit. Spirit got a story to tell tonight, y'all. All right. Okay. This deck of cards right here, I might not get to, okay, because that was just gonna be, some spirit messages. But I think Spirit got enough of a message that it is trying to tell us, because it is a lot that came out here. Okay. Okay. Shh, Bobby, calm down. Just turn Bobby down, y'all, and gauge what I'm seeing here. So right away, I'm gonna try and bring the camera over and just focus on these particular cards for right now. All right. So I have transformation, the lovers, morality, no thingness, not nothingness, but no thingness, isolation, completion, healing, the master, and silence. And what I'm getting right off is that because this transformation is falling in the one position, which is the ego, the beginning of the self plane, or the basic self, and the physical plane. We as individuals are being transformed. We are going through a death and rebirth, an awakening process. And just look at this card. The light is not in the best, but just look at it. Look at this card. You see the little face down here. And it's like this little bird or something. We have the yin and yang symbol, the lotus flower. It looks like each one of these is holding a chain, or these hands are holding a chain with a sword. So like the sword of truth, balancing. Yeah, that's us being transformed, as above, so below, as within, so without, is what I'm getting from that. What we are creating. Um, and like these are flames, but it's not like um, the flames of oranges and reds. It's more of a cool flame, so it's not like a I want to say like the old is being burned away, but we are not being forced to, well, we kind of are, but we aren't, we're being asked to relinquish certain things. So we are going through a purifying flame, not because we are being asked to let it go, to sacrifice it, to release it, and not necessarily being forced to let go. It's that free will, the will, that Leo card over there. It's the will. If we are going to let it go, and it's not easy. It's not something easy that we are being asked to let go, because of course we are being asked to release people we may have loved forever, things that we have worked for so hard. We are being asked to let that stuff go and reach out for something better. So it's not like the scorching hot flame. It's the blue flame of truth, of purification, is what I am getting from this card. And I kind of love the fact that it's like this face at the bottom of this card, because it's like spirit is all around us. We think of in terms of heaven being up, so we look up to the heavens. But I take this as like the divine spirit of life is all around us. And we are protected in every direction. It's not just from above. I'm sorry, I keep bumping the camera. So then you have the lovers in the 4 position. And the lovers is, you know, true love, a decision, and divine love. And then in the 7 position, if I didn't say 4 is your structure, stability. You at 8, what do you do on your day-to-day level? So like what is practical to you? And that's kind of like that 6th house energy. But because your 6th house, like I said, was your routine, what you do on a daily basis, your services and health. So because the lovers is falling in your 4 position, where it's talking about stability and being practical, I take this as a decision, not necessarily not that's not about love, but love of what? Love of self, love of another person, love of material things, making a decision about what it is you will and will not hold on to, even in a loving relationship. Then you have morality in your 7th spot. And this morality, 7 is spiritual alignment of your 7 chakras, all of your chakras really, but within your physical temple, because we are talking about the physical plane and your basic self within your physical temple becoming aligned and learning through sacrifice. And this morality is asking you again to focus on what is truth for you, not what's truth from a society standpoint, but what's true for you and you being in your authenticity. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm telling you, it's just one of those type of days. Okay. Um, so yeah, the morality of is not you looking outside of yourself and what it is that society or people that are in your immediate circle are telling you is right or wrong for you, but what you feel is right or wrong for you. So you are being challenged and asked to transform what holds true for you and you being authentically you. Okay, and I said this in the last few videos that I've made. Um, this no thingness is in your number 2 spot. That 2 spot is your intuition. It's the beginning of the higher, the soul plane and your higher self. So I take this as just that blank slate, clearing your mind, your and your emotions, and coming back to the middle, coming back to yourself, starting over from scratch, and not letting outside things affect you or make you feel like you are alone, because there's a difference between loneliness and being alone. And this no thingness is asking you to just kind of come back to self, balancing out your masculine, feminine aspects of yourself, your left brain, logic, overthinking, reasoning, with your right brain, which is your intuition, your creativity, and bringing those together to make a whole. And because it's falling right next to this isolation, and I'm looking at this man and this little person, he has like tears, little tears falling from his face. And it's like those tears have warm colors to them. So it's like yellow, red, and orange tears. So it's like warmth that is melting that that ice, and it's in the middle. It's in your 5 spot. 5 is right in the middle, and it's touching everything, right? And it's right there in your freedom of expression, your what's love, and then change. So it's that freeing yourself from fear, being cut off from everything and everybody else, and not, um, what am I trying to say? What am I, like, I get it, and I'm hearing, I'm listening, but I'm trying to understand what the message is. It's like we all have been bottled up so long, living in fear of love because we've been hurt so much. We close ourselves off, freeze our heart up, say, I don't want love, or I'll love, but I'm going to give this half ass love, or I'm not really going to let nobody in. And so we are not really loving unconditionally. And it's that it kind of plays into um, those expectations because you are expecting things of certain people. And when they don't live up to what your expectation was, you um, you're sad and you block them out and say, well, if you're not giving me this, because you're not giving me this, I'm not going to give you something else. And that's not divine love. It's not unconditional love. And these tears are a release of letting go of all of this hurt and anguish that has been put on us by society, by ourselves, by our loved ones, and really fully coming to the center of who we are and having the freedom to be ourselves, that freedom of expression. Okay. And then you have this completion where it's like this last puzzle piece is being put together. Once you are able to come out of this, come to the middle of your authentic self, you are completing a cycle. And 8, this is in your 8 spot, which is the highest level of your um, soul plane before you move. Well, not move, but it's the highest level of your soul plane. Yeah, before you move into your conscious self, your mind plane. And this can go this way, right? Or it can go this way. Again, because energy is fluid. So this is all at one time being affected. So this is you putting the pieces of you back together again. The wisdom that you have learned in all of this. And this is your higher self. Remember I said you have your physical self or the physical plane, basic self, and your conscious self. And in the middle is your higher self. So this is you coming back to the middle, the true completion. Okay, even though 9 is the God number and completion, and it's a reason to that, but that'll make this a whole lot longer than it needs to be, and I'm already pretty up there. Okay, so this is you completing this, and in your 3 spot, it's healing, and this is 3 is mind, body, and spirit, mind, body, and soul alignment. So you are getting healing, complete healing, and becoming a master. 6 is creativity and destruction. It's what you are creating with your mind and what you are destroying with your mind. When I say destruction, think in terms of stress, anxiety, and how you are blocking yourself with co-creating the life that you want, manifesting the things that you want. So becoming a master of your mind. This is the mind plane, your thinking, So getting control, going within. The silence is in your 9 spot. So this person is like a person on this card. There's a face in here. facing this card. And it's like that going within, getting a higher knowledge, a higher power, connecting with your ancestors, your spirits, and your guides, and the divine spirit of life, connecting and mastering, your emotions and your thoughts, balancing them out. I always look at this as like the you. If we just have to talk about, um, kind of a traditional tarot reading, this is what I consider you. This is like the situation, and these are the influences. Okay. And in your situation, you have the lovers, the master, and in the middle, this isolation. So, and this is a major card. It's like major arcana, major arcana. This is major, and this is major. This is major as well. These. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors. These are like your major arcana. So this is, those are big deals. That's like at a soul level, where this is like day to day. These are your day to days, and I can see that. It's like what you are being challenged with on a day to day, going up this way. Like, it makes sense. Okay. So then we come over here to, because Lord, it's a lot of cards over here, y'all. And I'm already at almost an hour, but I'm going to just go with it, and hopefully you get something out of it. So these were some of the first cards that came out. So you have the stress, and we just got so much stuff going on, so much up in the air. And, the last thing you need is like, is for something to burst a bubble. You got this monkey over here, and I kind of get this as the mind, right? That monkey mind that's always just going. You got a million things on your mind stressing you out, and so much up in the air. And if you don't master it, get control of your mind, silence it, then it kind of bursts your bubble and send you just crashing and tumbling down. And it's like we are being burdened by so many responsibilities and so much of the stuff that is outside of ourselves, and people that are projecting their expectations, their wants, their wishes, their desires on us, and we are not taking the time to find our inner voice. This is another major card, to get that tranquility of who we are apart from other people, being whole within ourselves, not being burdened with what other people think and stressed out with other people's expectations and what it is that they want us to do, not being exhausted by the stress and the burdens of what other people are putting on us, even what we are putting on ourselves. And because it can be so overwhelming to constantly worry about, well, I got to take care of this person, or I got to take care of that person, or I got to take care of this task, or accomplish this. And I'm just steady going and going and going. And I haven't stopped to slow down and really fully come back to the center, back to myself. I'm just constantly going. We constantly on a go. And the biggest thing that I'm getting from these cards, and just overall, and what I have been getting, is just let go. Let go of things that are not for your highest good, the things that are stopping you from being happy, healthy, and truly abundance. Because a true abundance is not just money. It is a equal balance of money, love, and peace and happiness. Because you can't have one without the other. You can have all the money in the world, but you're not happy because you don't have love. You can have love, but not be completely happy because you are struggling. Okay, but when you do have true unconditional love, you can be struggling, but as long as you got that person that, you know, you can come home and be easy with, that matters. But not having the finances can bring about a little bit of strife in a relationship because y'all trying to progress in life, right? So you need this balance of both. That's true abundance. True abundance is not having one thing without the other. Okay, so then you have this sharing and the rebel card. The rebel card is another uh, major card. It's like the emperor. That's kind of what this is. And this is like the Queen of Wands if you just have to go with traditional tarot. But this sharing is like being able to come out of this energy here. And once you come out of this energy and, you know, stand in your power and listen to yourself, that's when you are truly able to share and be whole to a point where you can help other people, because you can't help nobody if you're not okay. If you are not 100% yourself, if you are not 100% all right with you, how you can't help nobody. You can't share nothing with nobody. You can't be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful and give anybody anything that you have not given to yourself first. Okay. And then you have like this go with the flow, playfulness, friendliness. I take all of this as just being easy. Healing your inner, do this inner child healing, because we are all carrying wounds from childhood, things that, we might have experienced in a home with people we grew up with, mama, daddy, all of that. But even aside from that, even wounds that we are dealing with from past lives, current situations, and all of that, we are needing to get back to our playful side, that that just being creative and being free and not always so wound up tight, and quit trying to force things to go the way we want it to go. Like I talked about in my video earlier, the judgment and expectation. Just go with it. Put the thought out there of what it is you want and why, but let go of the how. Just go with the flow. And the Lord, the divine spirit of life, your ancestors, angels, guides will all bring that to you. They'll bring it to you in the best way that's for your highest good, that'll make you happy. And this is like the Two of Cups, but that it'll help you be able to share it with somebody else. Share that happiness where you can like mesh with them. You not trying to get them to be like you. They not trying to get you to be like them. Y'all are able to be individuals and come together and make beautiful color. Just make beautiful everything in the world, because you're not trying to force something on somebody. You are not putting a burden on them of being what you want them to be, but allowing them to be who they are authentically. Okay. Not comparing yourself to anything or anybody, because what you comparing yourself for? It's beauty in everything. It's beauty in you and beauty in somebody else. So it's no need to compare yourself or be in competition with nobody. It's unnecessary. Competition is good, but in a playful manner, not to the point where you envious and being hateful towards somebody and wishing, nastiness on them. wishing for their downfall because you want what they got. You can get what they got if you put the work in for it. If you get out of your head, stop being closed off, and let go of expectations and deal with spirit and yourself. Get mature. This is like spiritual spring right here. Being mature spiritually. This is what this full moon is about, is bringing us to a mature spot spiritually. This is like a beautiful card. It's like flowers, all the colors. This person is smiling. It even has the rainbow. Rainbow, is I forget, but it's like a treaty or a promise from the divine to you that you will have beauty, peace, wholeness of self, and true abundance. We are going through a little rough patch right now, but it's necessary to get us stable and where it is that we need to be on a spiritual level to ascend, and have others help others ascend and change the vibration of the earth. Okay, that's essentially what this whole thing is about. Okay, so it's beautiful energy, and just it all. I'm always amazed at how spirit makes this all line up, because it's all here. Your will, the abundance that is coming in, a blessing that is coming in, is maturity, but it's a blessing after you go through this transformation. It's funny to me that that transformation fell in the exact same spot. Okay, but after you go through this transformation, it's a little bit of a struggle. It's challenging your willpower, your strength to go on. And even this, like, don't battle with people. You got to battle with yourself. But it's definitely a battle with self, your will. What are you willing into your life? Okay. Gaining control of your mind and your emotions. Stop letting them war against each other. And if you have to go with one, go with your heart. Go with your intuition. Go with your heart, because your heart will never lead you wrong. It'll get you out of this space and place here. This is not a good place to be. This fell in the center of the reading, and that's not a good energy to be in the center of. So we as a collective are being bought out of this energy. This right here says a lot. That isolation and the fact that unconditional love was like falling under it, and then the master was over it. We need to get this on a physical level, on a mental level, and thaw out our heart. Open back up our heart space to unconditional love, and stop living in fear. Because if you scared to love, you're living in fear. Your intuition is never going to guide you wrong, ever. You don't have to fear love, because your heart and your intuition is going to tell you, if you pay attention, this is not safe. So you don't have to be in that fear. If you think about when you walking down the street and you get the feeling to go turn a corner or go left, and you don't go left, and then you run into some drama. I had this guy, he was telling me real quick how he saw some fellas standing outside, and his gut was telling him to turn and go the other way, but he didn't go the other way. He was telling himself, no, I'm good. And he went up that way, and these people jumped on him. And like, I think he said they robbed him, but they jumped on him. Well, that was his heart, his intuition stirring him right then and there. Don't go this way. And it's the same thing with love. Your heart and your intuition is going to tell you if it is okay for you to love somebody. So you don't have to live in that fear of somebody hurting you or breaking your heart. Because if you pay attention to what you were feeling when you first meet this person and don't go against it, then you won't have to be in this energy. And that's it. Like I'm at a full hour. And like I said, I was going to read these other cards and get a message for a spirit message, but I really believe that this is a beautiful spirit message. With this moon energy, your north and south node showed up, and I thought that was really amazing that the north and south node showed up with the abundance and those things that we are needing to let go of, and in order to get this spiritual revolution to move forward and put a blaze to a whole new path, trail, way of being. It's a beautiful thing. And I really wish the best for you all and hope that you are able to start trusting and come out of this energy in order to get to unconditional love, to get to this blessing and this abundance. Like, get to it. Okay. I think that's it. Can't you tell? It's written all over my face. My days and nights would be a living hell if you go away. So think about the misery that you're gonna put me through. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Goodbye doesn't mean a thing to you and I. Our love has stood through all the test of time. So if you're planning to leave me behind, let me put one more thing on your mind. If you ever need me, baby, send for me. I'm just a telephone call away. Okay, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ignore my trying to sing. I love y'all, and have a good rest of your evening.